This house is one that doesn't give much away from the street. It is very protected and inward looking. When you look at it from the laneway, it almost looks windowless. It's very much about how you journey through the spaces. And when you enter, it's quite a modest sized door off the laneway, and then you're greeted by this large entry courtyard like you'd see in a beautiful old Spanish building or a large Italian building. And it's just an interesting way where we have trees that are coming up through apertures in the roof, and it's a generous space, and it's just one where we park our cars. But there's just something about utilising what could be a forgotten little area into something that's quite grand when you enter. Hi, my name is Andrew Peever. I'm one of the directors of BE Architecture, and for this project, I'm the project architect. It's my own home. When the opportunity arose to purchase what is a small house on a large block of land off a laneway, and we thought this was a great opportunity for us to build a new family home. The house doesn't give itself away immediately. It's actually designed around a whole series of small courtyards. As you enter the home, it's fairly compressed, it's darker, it's moodier, it's got very sort of controlled lighting with narrow shafts of skylight and very dim lit artificial lighting. But then as you sort of tend to move through the building, you then start to realise more of the spaces that are ahead of you, and you start to get a glimpse of, oh, there's something about this place. What are these rooms of saturation? And as you slowly move through the building, then you get to that big, typical heart of the home, as they call it, the kitchen, and that is flooded in that Tuscan oak. All the walls, all the joinery is just fully enveloped in this very warm, comforting feeling, and that's when you really get a sense of, okay, I get what this house is about. When looking at panelling the rooms in the Tuscan oak, obviously sheets come in a certain length, and we didn't want the room to feel that it was machine-like and too cold, and that's where we looked at changing the direction of the veneer so it becomes more furniture-like than just a mere cladding. As part of that core palette of materials used in the project, one of them was the Evenex Synchro Tuscan Oak, and it also had the benefit that it's got the lacquer, it's got a seal on it, it's got a texture to the grain that's very impressive, the way that light glances across it, so it made it a no-brainer for us to use this as the core joinery material on the project. Like all jobs, we've got a budget that we've got to look at. In chatting with the guys for Melton Group, which we've worked with for a long time on a lot of our projects, knowing that they had the Evenex product that we could use, which was a lot easier for the joiner, less labour involved, pre-sealed, also meant that we had a product where we knew the colour, stability of UV. It just took a lot of the guesswork out and enabled us to keep those core ideas and not manage them out. Although this project, it has been very highly detailed and I like to think resolved at our end, it does lend itself to a few opportunities of a bit of fun. And that's where we've done one of our large bird ring lights that we've done on a few projects now, and they're ones that we make ourselves, and we're very, working late at night, midnight, a week before moving in, getting everything ready. But it's one of those objects that at the time I think I would have been cursing trying to get it done, going, why did I do this? But I look at it now and go, I'm happy I've done it and the work's paid off. The building's very rectilinear in nature, but there are a few moments where it lets itself go and some curves creep in. And obviously you've got that with the large entry curve of the archway of the brick, but you've also got that in the volume of the staircase where the ceiling curves up to the clerestory window and draws the light in. That sculptural, sinewy stair wraps up, and the handrail on top of it with its soft curved profile. And it's all there because it's something that's lovely to use. You want to touch it, you want to rub your hand across it. These are all things that, turn hopefully something from a building into a home. I like to think the house works really hard for itself. It's compact in its nature, but generous in the room sizes. And similar with the brief, we've got 3 bedrooms for my 2 kids and my wife and I, but we also have family and friends at Saferman Estate. So we've got that study at the front, which will double as a TV room, and also a guest bed folds down that's all fully concealed in the wall panelling in the room. And that broom is sort of a great little snapshot showing you how hard it does work at combining a whole lot of functions in one contained area. One thing we were conscious of is when we wanted to design our bedroom, which was fully cocooned and lined in timber, is we wanted to have it feel more generous in its sizing. And that's where we've designed an ensuite in a particularly different way, where we've housed all the, you want to call them the wet functions, the toilet, the shower, the bath with its large skylight in the room. They're all contained in its own little timber compartment, if you will. And that allowed us to strip out the vanity area and put it back into another area, the bedroom, so we could continue that Tuscan oak panelling around in the room. The timber flooring could then continue around in that spot, and it makes the room feel more generous. It does make it feel elevated as well, but it almost makes the vanity feel like a sideboard or a piece of furniture around the corner of a bedroom, as opposed to, you know, more of a function in a bathroom. With a lot of the European buildings that we look at, we find there is a consistent feeling across all these projects, and it's that use of a minimal selection of materials. It focuses on one or two core materials and their texture and their colour, and that's really what defines these projects. So whether a blessing or a curse, when it's your own home, somehow you find the time to labour over everything, and this has been no exception to the rules. There's been so many hand sketches of all the details, all the cameos, all the junctions drawn on this, and I hope this is a project that when you do bore down and look at it, you do get a sense of all that hard work that's involved. It does feel rational, it does feel balanced, well, I hope it does. It feels calm, and that's what we've tried to get across.